If you've ever tried to launch Photoshop and suddenly met with the frustrating error, could not initialize because of an unexpected end of file, you know how confusing and inconvenient that moment can be. In this video, I'm going to show you clear, effective steps to resolve this issue so you can get back to creating without missing a beat. By the end, you'll understand exactly what's causing this problem and several ways to fix it for good. Let's jump right in. First up, we need to reset Photoshop's preferences on startup. This is often the fastest way to clear out any corrupt settings that might be causing the initialization error. If Photoshop is currently hanging or you suspect it's running somewhere in the background, it's important to force quit the program before proceeding. On Windows, you can do this by opening Task Manager. Just hit Ctrl+Shift+ES key. Then look for any Photoshop processes, select them, and click End Task. On a Mac, use Activity Monitor. Find Photoshop and hit the Stop button. Double-check that the program is fully closed. Sometimes it lingers even if it looks like it's shut. Now, here's the key part. When you relaunch Photoshop, you'll use a special key combination. On Windows, hold down Ctrl+Shift+Alt. On Mac, it's CMD+Shift-Option. Make sure to press and hold these keys before you double-click the Photoshop icon to open it. This signals to Photoshop that you want to reset your preferences. Shortly after launch, you'll see a prompt asking whether you'd like to delete the Photoshop settings file. Click Yes. What you're doing here is essentially restoring the program back to its default state, like a factory reset for Photoshop's preferences. It's a little like wiping off a foggy mirror so you can see clearly again. Don't worry if you lose some custom settings. Most users seldom change many of these, and you can always reconfigure them later if needed. If resetting preferences doesn't do the trick, the next method is to reinstall Photoshop. Before you reinstall, you'll need to uninstall the program using the Creative Cloud Desktop app. Open the app, find Photoshop, and choose Uninstall. You'll usually get an option to keep your preferences, which is useful if you want to save time on reconfiguring everything later. Once Photoshop is uninstalled, simply reinstall it by finding Photoshop again in the Creative Cloud Desktop app and clicking Install. Sometimes program files can become corrupted behind the scenes, similar to having damaged pages in a book. Reinstalling gives you a fresh copy, eliminating any invisible glitches. For stubborn cases where neither of those solutions works, there are additional troubleshooting steps you can try. First, check that all background Photoshop processes are closed. Use your Task Manager or Activity Monitor, just like earlier, and ensure nothing named Photoshop is running. Then consider clearing your preferences manually. On Windows, navigate to your %app data % folder, then Adobe, and delete the folder for your current Photoshop version. This is a more hands-on way to permanently remove corrupted settings. It's also important to check your file access permissions. Sometimes the error pops up because Photoshop needs to open a file that's locked or doesn't have the correct permissions. Right-click on your Photoshop files and ensure you have read and write access. This is especially vital if you're using an external or network drive. Finally, check your hard drive's free space. Photoshop relies on your computer's scratch disk to function properly, especially during initialization. If your disk is nearly full, Photoshop may fail to launch. Just open your File Explorer or Finder and make sure you've got plenty of space. Clearing old downloads or temporary files can make a world of difference. There you have it. Those are the key steps that can resolve the dreaded, unexpected end of file error in Photoshop. I hope these tips help you get back on track fast, so you can spend less time troubleshooting and more time designing. If you found this walkthrough useful, hit that like button. And let me know in the comments if you ran into any hiccups or have other Photoshop questions. Don't forget to subscribe for more clear, practical tutorials just like this one. Thanks for watching and happy editing.